Good evening, everyone. Welcome to MJ Visuals back again, and the map in front of you pretty much tells you everything about this video. This is the episode 21 where we poll every election in the world. Currently, we are polling about the presidential election in the United States and some more breaking news coming up, and another assassination attempt on Donald Trump, this time in Florida. Will he maintain his already existing lead in this state with 30 electoral votes? So we'll be looking at some of the battlegrounds where the the margin would be too narrow to be called off, and we have seen in the recent polls, some polls are heavily shifting towards the blue side and some are heavily shifting to the red side, because red side has been always underestimated, has always been underestimated since the past elections, even if Trump would have won those. So we'll be looking at the battlegrounds in the map in front of you is currently showing all the safe and the lean states for both of the sides. So Iowa and Ohio will be likely Republican states, and Texas and Florida will be lean Republican states. And meanwhile, Colorado, New Mexico, Oregon, then New Jersey, New York, Virginia will be likely Democratic states along with the main as a whole, and New Hampshire would be New Hampshire along with Minnesota would be lean Democratic state. So there are 5 colors to represent the status of the winning margin. So the last one is unpredictable basically, but the narrowest of the narrowest polls will be depicted by the last colors. So we'll be looking at the average of 4 polling sites: ABC News, then the New York Times, PoLlS, and an open source document which shows projection from each of the states. So we'll be currently starting with the East, with Nevada with 6 electoral votes at stake. This state, as per ABC News, is currently going towards, let's see some polls in the state of Nevada. In the state of Nevada, the current leader in the state of Nevada is the current leader, as per a poll conducted by the Trafalgar Group, is a partisan pollster for the Republican Party. Still shows Harris up by 2 points. The New York Times shows the same Harris up by 2 points. PoLlS is unpredictable about Nevada, but Democrats have a good chance of 51 to Republicans 49 in the state of Nevada, as per the open source polls. And this state is currently projecting for a Harris lead by 2 points. So the common thing we hear is 2-point lead for Harris, and that's what we are going to signify with this lean Democratic color on the state of Nevada with 6 electoral votes at stake. Clinton also carried the state by a margin of less than 3 percentage points, I guess, in 2016, and Biden solidified that lead a little bit in 2020. Arizona, the heartbreak for Trump in the 2020 elections. The margin was too tight to be called off in Arizona, and when Biden carried it by 0.3%. So that was a big shockwave. And then today, as we stand on the verge of November, where the president of America would be decided. So in the state of Arizona, Trump is leading by 2 points, as per the Trafalgar Group, partisan pollster for the Republican Party, conducted a poll. The New York Times in Arizona predict Trump is up by 1 point or less. In PoLlS, bets are currently in favor of Trump with a 61% prediction of winning. In the state of Arizona, as per the open source documents, is again a very sharp 1 point lead, or less than 1%. So that's good to say that Arizona will be a very Republican state, and would be a very hard state to be determined. So coming on to North Carolina, the state with 16 electoral votes is currently in my previous video, I think I mentioned it as a 83 state to be determined, because it has been coming down for Trump since the start of the elections. Trump is currently leading by 3 percentage points, so that's a good regain of lead in North Carolina. currently New York Times shows Harris up by 1% or less than 1 percentage point. Poly Market shows Trump's lead by 56 probability of winning the state, and as per the open source document, I think North Carolina. The state of North Carolina, I think we don't have. Okay, yeah, we have a poll. Shows Trump up by less than a percentage point. So, well, it's good to say that North Carolina will be lean Republican on our map. Then, same will Georgia follow. I think with 16 electoral votes again at stake in the state of Georgia, as per the ABC News polls. In the state of Georgia presidential general election, it's the Joshua group again conducted a poll, Trump up by 2 in that poll. In the state of Georgia, as per the New York Times, it's Trump's lead by less or more than a percentage point. Then in Georgia, as per polling market, it's Trump who is leading by 58 percentage points, and in the open source document as well, the lead is too tight, it's another percentage point. So Georgia will be following the same as North Carolina did, a lean Republican state. Coming on to Maine's second congressional district, which has been in Trump's favor for last 2 elections, but this time it was very shifting. It was shifting towards shifting towards right to the blue again, to the blues again in the Maine second congressional district. We can see Harris leading by 5, and the first one Harris leading by 28. So no doubt about that, basically. And in the second congressional district of Maine, as per second district is favoring 76 percentage for points for Trump. So I think, yeah, in the open source document also it's a 13 points lead. So main thing congressional district is just the polls in here is just too powerful to overcome the ABC News poll. So on a map, main thing congressional district would be likely Republicans part or the congressional district. In the Nebraska second congressional district, meanwhile, it's again shifting towards the blues to indicate a regain of this congressional district by Harris as well. So Harris is leading by 5 percentage points here, and as per polling market predictions, second district is favoring 82% up for Harris. So that's enough to say that it will be a lean Republican part. Coming on to the 3 states of Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, Harris needs to win these all states to win the election. Meanwhile, Republicans or Trump only needs one. Any one of these states. Wisconsin will put him at 272. Michigan will put him at 277, and Pennsylvania will put him at a number of 281. So he just needs to win one of these states to win the election. Meanwhile, Harris needs to bag these all. So currently in the state of Wisconsin, with 10 electoral votes at stake, this state is currently favoring Harris as per the ABC News polls. New York Times says Harris up by 3 points. In Poly Market also, Harris has a lead of 60 percentage points. And Wisconsin, in the state of Wisconsin, as per the open source document, is currently Trump lead less than a percentage point. So I think Wisconsin is also going towards the Michigan and Wisconsin are literally just too undetermined, as their leads are just too narrow for a poll to be concluded that there. So coming on to Michigan with 15 electoral votes at stake, Trump carried the state by only 0.72 percentage points in 2016. Michigan currently shows Trump up by 1 point, so that's interesting. The latest poll conducted in September 11th. So Michigan just showed a big wave for Harris. Then afterwards, it's very declining. So currently, New York Times says Harris up by 1 point. So ABC News and New York Times has been cancelled. Just the leads have been cancelled, then cancel out. Then Harris is leading by 59 percentage points in the state, in polling market predictions, and in the open source document in the state of Michigan. Currently in the state of Michigan, with 15 electoral votes at stake, Michigan is currently predicting Kamala Harris as the winner with less than a percentage point as well. So safe to say that this state would also be as same as Wisconsin with a very tight lead. Coming on to Pennsylvania, last state for both of the sides to win. So actually, yeah, so this is very interesting to see in Pennsylvania, as whoever wins Pennsylvania is actually winning the presidency. So it's I think it's Trump here as well. Though the polls, I think majority of the polls will favor Harris, but it's I think too underestimated for Trump. So actually Trump is up by 2 points as per ABC News. Pennsylvania Harris has a lead of lower than a percentage point. In polling market also 51, so previously it was 51 for Trump, but now it's 51 for Harris. Pennsylvania, as per this open source document, predicts Trump as a winner by less than a percentage point. So that's safe to say. With Pennsylvania coming in as a lean state, tail state for the Republicans, Trump is the next likely president of the United States. With 281 of those electoral votes, he has just regained a very quick lead. With the last poll that I did, was in favor of Harris. She was winning the electoral vote as well, but no doubt here Trump is really regaining the lead. He's just flipped the electoral vote as well with 281 is what he's leading with, and it's very tight in Michigan and Wisconsin also. Michigan and Wisconsin can flip as well, so we have to check them out also, because that will put Republicans at a 306 margin, which was the actual results in 2016 for Trump. So that's all for today's video. I hope you guys liked it, and please comment what your opinions are, and I'll be putting up polls for Michigan and Wisconsin, because these two states are very decisive. And I'll meet you in the next video then. Till then, take care and bye bye. Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe to MJ Visuals.